And we're live.
And we're live with LiveBrush,
Mm.
starring Ray and uh, Barry, I
I
think.
think, yeah,
Ray
Barry's
and
pretty good.
Barry.
Berries are popular these days, so I'm going to go with that. Right on time, Gibbs. 5 minutes late, right on
Right.
time.
if you're if you're 5 minutes late, you're early, as they
Yeah,
say in the military.
that's what my dad always said. 5 minutes early,
Yeah.
you're late. So what's
How
up,
you been,
dude?
dude?
What's new? Oh, dude, Jinx. Pretty good, pretty good. Cooking on some paintings, having
Dude,
fun.
yeah, your beer game's on point. You got your whiskey, your Quest Send whiskey merch.
Oh yeah, I'm
Flexing
always
that.
wearing
That's
it.
looking
Always
nice.
wearing it.
You know.
Quest and whiskey, Quest and whiskey, Quest and whiskey.
Oh, we got to get the chat bot going again, right?
Yeah. I gotta.
Jeez, anyway.
You know what? I'm gonna figure that out for next week. But you know what? I can just go in the chat right now. Hey, everybody, if you like sweet bourbon, I'm gonna put it in there.
Can we actually
QuestOnWhiskey.com.
Yeah, but
Oh,
can we
it doesn't come in as a
actually,
link though. Oh, interesting.
yeah, can we actually advertise whiskey?
Oh, I'm just gonna remove it.
I mean, it is alcohol.
Oh man, I don't know how to undo it.
welcome to the welcome to the last stream of LiveBrush. Well, it's not, it doesn't go anywhere. So
Yeah, that's true. They can't use it. I mean, I'm sure you can. I mean, I've seen weird alcohol
yeah,
advertisements on YouTube.
if you can advertise freaking crypto, right?
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's basically booze.
It's
But yeah,
basically booze.
got Quest End going. I finally showed off the big, huge player's handbook for Dungeons and Dragons yesterday.
Dude, that painting is awesome.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
You know what that painting is? It just looks like fun. I
Yeah, well,
looked at
that's
that
the
painting,
point,
I was
right?
like, man, yeah. I was like, this just looks like fun.
I got to I worked with Josh Sherman on them, but I basically like concepted them out, conceived them all, and we worked together on that. But like the whole point was like, how do we convey the fun of being a player in D&D, and that's what we wanted to do. But yeah, it was pretty hilarious seeing some of the comments out there that it was like AI. I guess I guess we're in the age now where everything is AI. Everyone thinks everything is AI.
Also, so people thought it was AI.
Yeah, yeah, pretty funny.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, the answer is it probably is. Now, Tyler can't even, I don't even know if you know how to use, I wouldn't trust Tyler around computers,
Yeah, that's hard. They're
ironically.
hard to use.
How
Um,
would you even conceive of I mean, I don't even know how long would your prompt have to be? You know?
yeah, yeah, and how would you make changes? You know, an illustration, you got to make changes all the time. I
Yeah.
mean, I think I've played around with some of the AI stuff early when it
Totally.
early
Me
came
too.
out, and it was like
Yeah.
it would just generate stuff, and if you like altered it in any way, it would redo the whole thing, and it wouldn't look the same. And it was just like, okay, well, I liked the last one or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting these days. Oh,
Anyway,
no,
so
no
there you go. You
worries,
got your answer.
and no worries, Gibbs.
Totally is.
There's always going to be people with opinions on the internet. It's the social agreement we make when we post on it.
We even had I know some live brushers jumping in
Oh, good.
on the action, defending your honor.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, shout out
I
to
was.
Rex Verdi. Rex Verdi was like,
Oh yeah,
I watched these guys on LiveBrush all the time. And
Well,
Tyler, he might be a jerk, but that's a pretty sweet piece.
uh,
Okay, dude. So what are we doing here?
okay,
What are
okay.
we doing
So
today?
the dude, I'm gonna draw like a monster, and he's gonna be kind of like a demon-like thing. Um,
Demon. Got it.
yeah,
Okay.
and for you, so what Ray's gonna do is he's gonna build an environment, and I think he's kind of from like a, it's like a Mad Max like location, but there's lots of like pits with like smoke coming out of them, steam, and then there's like weird
Okay.
arcane shapes everywhere, and like weird
Got it.
towers and stuff like that.
Okay.
And you already got a tower going, so we're good.
There we go. We're going to do this. I'm going to go like this. All right. I could work with that. Now, is it indoors or outdoors?
The environment,
Yeah.
um, let's say it's outdoors, but it
Okay.
it feels like it's underground, but not like it's like you can't see the ceiling kind of thing.
Got it. Okay. I got you. I got you.
But
So,
this is how I usually do it. I just kind of like start sketching and see where it leads.
yeah. Well, your art direction it sounds like ramblings of a madman, but I think I could figure it out.
Yeah, well, it's on the fly. Doing it on the fly. Dude, I was gonna tell you before we went on. I went for a little walk today outside my studio space. There's a big cemetery next to my studio, and
Uh-huh.
I was just went over there, and Jimi Hendrix's grave is over there.
What?
Yeah, yeah, he's from Renton.
That can't be true.
Yeah, that's his whole memorial is over there with like, and there's like some gravestones for like members of the family that are also buried there. It's this big complex.
Oh my God.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
What?
Jimi Hendrix, the great.
That one of the goats.
Yeah, like literally, like maybe the goat.
Possibly. Possibly. They do say that. That is that I mean, out of the things that you would like to randomly run into. Because you didn't know it was there, right?
I had some inkling that it was in Renton, but I didn't know it was like right over there.
Dude, I had no idea it was.
Bruce Lee's buried up here too, in Seattle.
What?
Yeah, he opened his first school in Seattle, and that was kind of where he was from in the U.S., even though he's from Hong Kong.
Wow. Well, that's kind of amazing.
So yeah, just casually hanging out, getting some vibes from Jimi
From
Hendrix's
Jimmy.
ghost.
Did you run into anyone like visiting it or something like that or
Actually, yeah, there were a bunch of people. That's kind of why I went over to it because there were a bunch of people taking photos. I was like, "What's this?" And it's this big, huge monument
wow.
with like a big steel statue of a guitar. It's pretty awesome.
Whoa. I think I've seen photos of it. I think. I yeah, I live in an area that's fairly close to Rick James's grave.
What?
So beat that.
That
Yeah.
is pretty wild.
Yeah.
I didn't know he's from Buffalo.
He talks about it in his album.
Yeah, but I mean,
You never listen to Rick James, clearly.
obviously not.
Yeah, he's from Buffalo.
So you sing these do
He
songs like "I'm from Buffalo," like a bunch of that.
no, there's a song at the end of his songs from the crap. What's the one with Super Freak? That famous album. He talks about it in that one.
Dude, that's
He,
awesome.
he talks. I'm from a city called Buffalo, and yeah, He lived in Buffalo.
Yeah,
Like when
well,
he came back, I mean, yeah. They recorded. How about this? They recorded "Party All the Time." Eddie Murphy's,
in
you know,
Buffalo,
well, in Buffalo during a snowstorm. Can't doesn't get any more Buffalo than
that
that.
is the yeah, that's the absolute most Buffalo story you could ever tell anybody.
Yeah,
It was snowing. It was
it was
snowing.
stranded for a week. They interviewed
Eddie,
Eddie Murphy. It's on the internet. Look it up.
I believe you. I believe
Look
you.
look it up.
I mean, you've been known to lie on this show a lot, but I believe you this time.
You know what? I would not. But yes, in this case, I am not lying. It's kind of crazy to think about. Like, yeah, he had like he was on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous in there. Like you could see it. You see an episode of it.
Dude, so does he
Dude, I
have like
was
a
like, what?
mansion? Is there like a his mansion or
It was
something?
there was. I don't even know if it still exists, but he had like a whole like he had horses and everything like that, riding around like a cowboy. I'm like, dude,
Dude,
what?
I mean that would come on. We would all do that. If we're as rich as Rick
Yeah, it
James,
was
we
Rick
would all do
James.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm allergic to horses, so
You'd have done it too, though.
so
You'd have been you'd have got some special
I
rich
would
person
have figured it
shot.
out.
Yeah, you'd have got some like special
Yeah,
allergy shot for rich people.
yeah, yeah. I would have figured it out. I would have figured it out. I would have made do. Let me center my. So,
So we got a question. I don't
when
know
we
who this
last.
is directed at.
Oh,
We got a question
okay.
from Willie O'Art. When did it click for you when you knew all the hard work was finally paying off? I don't know if that has happened yet.
Uh,
Maybe one day.
Dude, I mean, I remember there was. I don't think it was like a clicking thing. It was more so when we were like a year out of school. We went to WonderCon,
Oh, dude,
and
yeah,
I brought my. and remember, we brought our portfolios with us, and we talked to Mark Schultz and Gary
yeah,
Gianni.
dude, yes, yes.
It was like freaking legends, and they were impressed with our portfolios, and
I guess that was it
that
then.
was the first time
Right out of
I
school.
was like, what? I mean, we were still in school. We weren't yeah, we didn't even graduate yet, and so, but we were yeah. So I mean, I had thrown in
Dude,
a
I think I
horrible
remember that.
presentation.
I think I had my the one that Tim Avad had me put together. I think I had I think that's what we showed those guys.
Oh, nice. Talking about goats, man.
Tim Avad, everyone. Good luck finding any of his work on the
Yeah.
internet. But
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck.
he's way too good. Way too good. I didn't even know what I had when I was working with him.
Good. Just good luck finding him.
Yeah, he's well, it's cool. It's a cool move, right? To just not have any like no portfolio online or anything.
He showed up on YouTube at Lightbox. He did a presentation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, you probably were there and didn't even know he was there.
Yeah, I don't think I did. I mean, there was a
See?
year or so of maybe a couple years of Lightbox that I missed, and there was also the
Oh,
pandemic.
okay.
So
So it could have been. No, this was post COVID because he did it.
oh, okay. I missed the
He talked
first
about
one in person. I missed the first in person one after COVID, so it might have been that one.
that was it then. That was the one because he did Lightyear. He did a presentation about Lightyear.
Oh, dude, I can't believe I missed that.
Because yeah, so if those of you who don't know, Tim Avad is he's a production artist, it's a production designer for Pixar,
And he's
and he's on.
absolutely amazing. Amazing.
Dude, he is he's a real deal, man. He's as real as it gets. I don't want to embarrass him, but
He's not on here.
he's not on here.
He's not watching
But
this.
Uh, it's just man. Yeah, just look him up. He shows okay in the YouTube. I can't talk about he's on YouTube. Um, he in his talk, go look at it. He shows his student work, and you're like,
Dude,
there's no way this dude was a student.
yeah. Dude, that's the stuff like he had when I worked with him because for anyone we might have mentioned this before, but when I at our school we had what was called directed study, and you could contact a professional and ask them if they wanted to do a basically like an individual class with you, and you'd meet with them and they'd go over your work. They weren't teaching you like they didn't give you a lesson plan or anything. They just would go over your body of work that you were working on and like advise you on your projects. I think Ray, you did one with David Grove, right? And right, is that right?
I did one with John Rush,
Oh, John Rush, John Rush.
and but I tried to get David Grove to get me when he told me no, but he
Oh,
said I
okay,
could just stop by once a month and have and look at my stuff. So basically, I got a free directed study from him.
dude. You know who I asked that said no?
Oh,
Chris Ron.
Chris Ron
Yeah,
said no.
yeah. I mean, he was busy or whatever, but I messaged. I
No,
mean, I'm
no,
good.
no,
I'm
no.
good friends with Chris now, so I told him
Would
like
you
at
tell
an
him you're
event.
busy?
I told him at
Would
an event.
you
It's like,
you
dude, you
tell him
said no
too
to me.
busy? You're too busy to be his friend now. That's what we're gonna be.
Oh yeah. Wait. So wait. What was it? Oh yeah. So and like so I did this directed study with Tim, and it was he'd already started working at Pixar at the time. So I would go over to Pixar every week, and he would look at my work and give me like pointers on um my professional. I wasn't professional, I guess my student like portfolio kind of thing, like our
You did some
thesis.
incredible stuff with him, though.
Oh, it
You did
did.
some
Yeah,
incredible stuff with him.
he taught me so much, but he showed me all of his student work, and it was just next level, just absolutely next level stuff. Like this is student stuff. It's crazy. So he's amazing. Guy can draw anything. He would like. I think he had a class with Chuck Pyle when he was in school, and he showed me the work he did for it, and he was like, Chuck said no one really draws teeth or pays attention to teeth. So that night I went home and I drew like 100 drawings of teeth. And it was this big huge piece of paper with just tons of drawings of different formations of teeth off a reference and stuff, but it was some of the best blue line drawing stuff I've ever seen.
Of course, it was.
What
Dude
do we
is
got?
like
We
he
got
is.
chats.
Yeah. Did we ever answer that question?
Oh yeah. Oh,
We
good.
did.
What like hard work finally paying off? Yeah, I don't. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like,
I
but like,
guess.
like it. Yeah, that was like that. It started to click for us that we were making things that were impressing the people that impressed us. So at least that's the way I felt it. I'm like, wow, this is not the best thing ever, but the fact that I got like a complimented on something like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, I think I probably had that early on out of school as well with because that was Irene Gallo had suggested suggested my name to D&D, and I started getting D&D work right away. Not right away, but 6 months out. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
We say yes or no to the cave. Was it a cave?
Yeah, let's make it a cave. Let's make it a cave because this guy's kind
Okay.
of like horror right now. Giving him a whole bunch of eyes and
All right. I'm gonna maybe I'm gonna start drawing out some more. I was looking at your shapes here. Okay, I got that.
oh, okay. So we got a question from Nicola about values. Ray's pretty good at this kind of stuff. Do you guys
Oh
have
yeah,
any?
because you're horrible at it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to deal
It's a
with
good thing
values.
I'm.
But here's the question: do you guys have any tips on keying your values in different grounds of your images and having it read well? I'm not 100% sure what that means, but
Yeah, I know what you mean.
okay, go
He's
ahead.
talking about like picture planes
Oh,
where
sure.
it's like foreground, middle ground, background.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the rule of thumb is like atmospheric perspective in that situation. As things get farther away, they get lighter. It's like the opposite of a still life, right? In a still life, um, as things get farther away, they tend to get darker because they're like falling out of the light of the still life, which tends to be like a light bulb or whatever, something in the room. But when you're out in um, nature, there's air between you and things that are in the distance. So it's best to have your values go down. You can trick around that every once in a while. You'll see Greg Manches does that a lot, where he'll have like a super dark value way in the background, and it's like a mountain. But he's
Wait.
using that as a
You
device.
have to say, Tyler. You have to say Hall of Famer
Oh
Greg
yeah, sorry,
Manches.
Hall of Fame, Hall of Famer, Greg Manches. Congratulations to Greg. Pretty amazing. But Ray, what do you think? What do you got? You got ideas on this?
Yeah, so it's all you know. You have to decide first, like where your focal point's going to be. A lot of times, as well. So like you can design something that uh, has the sense of atmosphere. Like even if you have atmosphere is a great way to start. Because it's really easy to push things in that in foreground dark. Like this is darkest, middle ground's the second darkest. That's a whole set of different values, and the background's a whole another set of values. You just have to make sure that you're clear as to like what it is that you want to communicate and build everything else around that. So if you have, so I'll give you an example. Like, let's say your focal point's in the foreground. Well, you can make it kind of anything you want, given that you have enough separation with the middle ground and background. But just make sure that you are giving it a specific value range. You're very clear about it, and the way you do that is by doing um, very simple value studies, like thumbnails. And if it doesn't read, then just don't keep adjusting it until you get it.
Yeah, that's great. That is a super great advice because I maybe you did this in a class, but I had a class in school where we only had three values, and they wanted us to build compositions out of that. So in that situation, you're trying to figure out how to design essentially. You're being a designer rather than adhering to like the actual way things would look in reality, right? You want to play
Right.
with the values so that you can construct an image that looks interesting. So I would use like a light value, a middle value, and then a dark value, but I wouldn't use black or white. It would just be those, and then I would do little thumbnails off of that to try to just learn how to design.
Yeah, I think that's the trick. Like you have to be aware that you are in control of the picture. Like oftentimes a lot of where I teach at, and Tyler knows this, I teach in a school called Visual Arts Passage,
What?
and with some incredible artists, like Cassandra Loomis Kim and Dale Stefanos and John English, and they are, when someone like Ted Kinsella, like if you look at his work, you could see it's like pure design, but he's a great person to study because he's just he comes from that type of teaching, and it is design, 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 design. Like if it's not, if you haven't figured it out early on in the thumbnail, then you ain't figuring it out in the final. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and you should be designing. If you're making illustrations, you should be designing. Um,
Yeah. Or I think I think in anything, to
Yeah.
be honest. I mean, we teach. I teach in a fine art department. Like, I feel like I'm constantly talking about that. Like, a lot of times it took us a while to kind of get. It's not natural. Like, you don't naturally um, predisposed to it, where it's like you just know how to do it. It takes time. Uh, so like I have like for instance, a lot of times we run across the idea of like, okay, you got this reference and it's work, you want to work off of it, but it's got this issues, and so like when you're designing with those issues in mind, like trying to make those issues work even though they're issues. And like for instance, like there's I don't know, you have a street scene and then there's like this weird balloon in the middle of it. And you're like, yeah, I have this street scene, but I don't know how to handle the balloon. And it's like, well, just take the balloon out. Is it
Yeah. Yeah.
important? No.
Don't be a
It's
slave
like
to your reference, essentially.
exactly. You have to have that kind of idea that you have a vision, and that is you're referring to those your references to refer to, not not the other way around. So just learning how to use reference, I think, is important, and it's not easy. To kind of because in school, like we were taught how to, it was part of our foundational training how to kind of take reference and make it feel representational, and it taught us how to create values and things like that, and all that stuff is really important. Um, but it's really just a tool, a stone to understanding how to create elements for your designs. I don't know if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Totally. Makes sense to me.
Well, now I know I'm in trouble.
Yeah. It's not gonna make sense to anybody.
It's not gonna make sense.
Hopefully
Yeah,
that.
just like even
Hopefully that
yeah,
answered.
hopefully that helps.
I mean, if feel free to elaborate on your question if that wasn't helpful.
You know who's a great designer who knows a lot about this stuff? Timobot. Go
Of
ask him.
course, dude's an amazing designer. Always has been.
So, all right. So I took this kind of horn design and I'm gonna making these kind of sharp rocks that I'm gonna have. I'm trying to offset them. I'm just gonna build it out of these shapes. See if the silhouette's working correctly. Oops. Dude, I love 3D code because I can do fun stuff like this, but
Dude,
so
nice.
sometimes it's like running with the devil.
Yeah, dude. I know. I know how it is. Well, I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna do sort of like a classic spotlight with like a nice key light situation.
All
And
right.
make this
And
monster look spooky.
I was thinking like having where's the cutoff tool here? Running with the devil. All right. Don't want to get copyright flagged.
Oh yeah, dude. They'll get us. That's why I stopped myself.
Uh, um, okay. So I am.
Oh, missed that
It is
question. You watching
unsuccessful.
this? You watching
Yeah, go ahead.
X-Men '97? I am not.
Dude,
I'm not. But I hear it's great.
what's wrong with you? Here's a follow-up question to that.
What's
What's
wrong
wrong
with
with
you?
you?
I don't know.
Were you into the animated series though
hundred
as a
percent.
kid?
I watched it
Oh,
religiously.
okay. Well then okay, I will follow up another question.
What's wrong with you?
Mike, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I just
Dude,
haven't got a chance.
you know who directed it?
No,
Do you know
no,
Chase Connolly?
I don't.
Oh my God. I mean, talk about an incredible designer. Um, he did this Miles Morales piece he did for himself, like it was just a design, and it was so popular that Insomniac put it into as a costume for Spider-Man 2.
Whoa. Okay. Dang.
Yeah. Like if you look at his stuff, it's got this 90s anime 90s comics slash anime infusion thing going. It's super well designed. He's sick. He's so good. And I just know him just from that stuff that he was posting. Like he would post old school X-Men stuff all the time. And then I saw like him posting like X-Men 97 stuff. I was like, oh, he must have, I guess he worked on it. And then it's just like, no, it's like, congratulations on directing it, Chase Conley. I was like, what? So,
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this
yeah,
out.
so it's legit, man. It's legit. It's legit. It is made with, it was made by people who very much that whole set of artists
I heard it like kind of just
with
picks up off where the show ended.
it does, yes.
That
Yes.
rules. I might have to watch the old show again. Just refresh.
I guess you don't really have to. It's a good show. I love the original show, but it's X-Men 97 is built as if like not on the actual show, it's the memory of the previous show.
Oh, I
That
see.
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of a cool way
Like
to do it.
this show, yeah, kind of like the way we remember the last fight of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah. How could I forget?
Like it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the series is awesome, folks, but like, I also understand that people are going to be like, it was amazing, because now the X-Men 97 is so popular. They think the original, it's almost like, the original material can't be touched, but man, it can be a little rough too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all right. You can touch old material.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm saying like, X-Men 97 really took the best of it, and took what was like what we felt as kids about the show. Just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, things are flying everywhere, and it's like the animation was like a moving comic book. It's like through a kid's eyes, but it's also grown up too. It's speaking to,
Is because it's for the '97 kids, essentially?
yeah, yep, yeah, yep.
It's still got that
Absolutely love it,
same opener.
dude. Yeah, they updated it. They shot for shot.
Oh my god! All right, I'm
Can
gonna
you believe
start
it?
it. Wait, where is this though? Is it
They
on
remade. They
like Disney Plus or something?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't have that. I don't
So
want
you
to pay
have no
for it.
excuse. What?
No, I don't. I don't have Disney Plus anymore. I had too many subscriptions. I had to cut them loose.
God. Our fans are going to cut us loose, Tyler.
I
You didn't
know.
realize
I
this.
know. Disney fans. I mean, I haven't watched any of the Star Wars stuff, so don't jump on me, folks.
Wait, have you not watched Andor and stuff?
I watched Andor. That's probably
Okay, I was like, we
the
talked
best Star
about.
Wars ever. Probably the best Star Wars ever.
Like Tyler, I think we talked about it. Should I be concerned?
No, but I didn't. I haven't watched like Mandalorian or Boba Fett or any of that stuff.
You haven't watched the first season of Mandalorian?
I watched the first season. Yeah, I stopped after that.
Okay.
No, wait. I might have watched the second season, but I just didn't like the end of it, so I ditched it.
Okay, that's fair. You don't have to like everything, but you have to like X-Men 97 though.
I have to. Well, then I'm gonna check it out.
It's yeah, I would check it out. At least if you could find the first episode streaming somewhere.
I'm sure I can find someone who has Disney Plus. Use
We
their.
should set up a super chat donation for you to for just 1 month, just so you can catch up on X-Men 97.
Yeah, exactly. Just for a minute. Just give me it for a minute.
Yeah, just for a minute. Um, so we were talking about the other day about well, two things. Dune
Yeah.
Awakening.
The
You sent
new
me that
the
recently.
TV show. Yeah. Yeah.
Dune Nukem. Yeah.
Dune Nukem. Well, what do you think? What's your hot take?
Um, I wish them the best of luck. I don't,
I mean,
you can never tell if something's going to be good or not. I don't know. I mean, like,
it's safe at least, right? I mean, because they gotta. It's 1,000 years before, right? So they don't have to really worry about continuity or anything.
no, yeah, it's true.
Like the only
It's
right way
true.
to do a prequel is that way.
It's just- you think canon and devoting to continuity ruined, like, in a way, kind of ruined things?
I think it can if you get too much
If
content going, you know,
Yeah, I
because
think
then
it
you
can
got
get
all
clunky
these
really fast.
constraints, like way too many constraints to storytelling. Like I don't know how. I mean, I guess comics have always just ignored it, right? They're like, whatever, do whatever we want.
Well, they'll basically retcon it when they feel necessary, so they don't have to hold to it necessarily. Depends on, like, if you're Marvel comics, they're like, yeah, we'll just retcon it. We'll just say like, and I'll ignore it. Whereas in DC, it's like it's a different universe. So I mean, it is happening, and this is also happening.
That's like their stance now, right? I mean, was it ever?
It's been that way since I think the 70s.
So they've always just been like, it's a multiverse, and there's gonna be weird versions of
Yeah.
Superman, and oh,
Yep.
okay,
If you look at Crisis on Infinite Earths,
yeah,
uh, that's where it was like, oh, the old school Superman was always alive from the 20s. He's still around. He's in a world where it's 1920s,
oh, okay.
and it's Earth number blah 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 blah. That's where Marvel got that from.
Oh no way, man! I don't know
They
my
weren't they
comic
they
history
weren't
very
they
well.
weren't I don't they weren't dealing with no, like, hardcore multiverse stuff. It was just like, why even touch that? That is a mess.
Yeah, but it gives you so much freedom, you know. I mean, the only time I remembered it from being a kid was like Age of Apocalypse, which was like an alternate future.
Right. Yes, that was an alternate future. Yeah. And like what ifs, those
Which are really
comics.
cool. I love the what ifs.
Mm-hmm. I had gotten Marvel Unlimited one time, and I went through all of those, and it was just like some of them are goofy, but other ones are like, oh my god.
Dude.
It's like I'd be sitting reading them until like 1:30 in the morning. That's how crazy I got. I was like, whoa. And what happens next?
You were a true comic nerd.
Dude, I love that stuff.
which is a good thing.
I've been embracing it more and more. Well, I've been embracing it again ever since when school I got back into it. You know, thanks to artist and our friend and artist Eric Johnson.
Oh yeah, that's right. He
So
was really into comics.
yeah, so he
Your
kind of
brother's into
gave me
comics
my
though, right?
education. Yeah, yeah, it was a rekindling, but I think I might have during that time I probably got 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 him back into it.
Oh yeah. Take the credit.
But yeah, so I've been like, well, even recently too, just like getting catching up on like video games and when I can. I mean,
Yeah, he
it's
played
not
The
easy,
Last of
but
Us, right?
I did, yeah, I beat it. I beat it. This just in, Ray beat it,
Oh, it's so good. One of
and
my
I beat it on
favorite.
hard.
That's crazy, dude. That's
It's
what a
easy.
crazy
That
person
was
would do.
easy. Yep, that was easy. I beat Uncharted 4 on hard and The Lost Legacy on crushing, and dude, that was tough. And I saw it on Steam. Yeah, you know the Steam achievements and stuff, right? And it
Yeah.
tells you how many percentage of people finish that, and
And they were
for
like,
beating
"Holy crap,
crushing,
dude, you're one of 5."
1.6% of users. I was like, what?
Dude, that's crazy.
But I started. Well, we had this like I had this moment though, right? We were talking about this. I started God of War
Yes, yes.
on the hardest setting because I was like, because I don't have enough time to replay it. So I'm like, no, I'm one and done. I'm out of here. You know, I got things to do. Uh, so you know, I start this thing and it's like I can't even get past the tutorial level. I told you this. I
Yeah.
was like, what, dude? I can't even get past the first, like the easiest characters.
It's such a
Like, what
combo
is this
fighting
game?
game.
Yeah, and I had to maybe remap stuff, but my fingers slip a lot of times too. I'm like, I didn't want to do that, you know. So you had to talk me off the video game ledge. I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to try it. I have to try it. He's like, dude, don't do that. Just
I can't believe you
don't do
did it with
that.
Last of Us. It's a punishingly hard, difficult.
Well, it wasn't. I didn't do it on the absolute hardest setting for the first one because it didn't have the listen.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wait, they
But
took the
the
listen
hard,
off?
it takes the listen off. Yeah, it
Oh
takes
my
the listen off.
god, that's insane.
And so then everything else is, but the just the regular setting, I think it's just like, yeah, um, you know, like less resources and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean that makes sense. The less resources, but
But somebody described it as like, well, I basically turned into like, you know, uh, um, what's his face? You know, like I turned into Solid Snake. You know, I'm just taking people out left and
yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean
Like
it's a great sneaking
I was
game.
the shadow. I was the shadow. You know that
Dude,
always persisted.
well,
But
I'm not,
somebody described the difference between easy and hard in the reviews. It was like hard is when you're in a room with people, you're stuck. You're stuck. You feel like you're stuck in a room with people, and you're really anxious. He's like easy. Those people are stuck in the room with you. You know.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, the
I was
classic
like, yeah,
Rorschach.
right on. Yeah, exactly.
That's the so they in Last of Us 2, not to spoil it for you, but they really pull the opportunities for hiding. There's a lot of hiding you can do, but it's like razor's edge hiding. Um, it's like
Okay.
you can't hide
Okay.
there for long. You got to move because they have their AI is a little bit better and they can search a little bit better. It's crazy, but I love those two games.
Okay.
Hey, but on that note though, I finally beat Elden Ring, which is a
No.
very hard game. Yeah, I beat it.
You beat that game?
I beat it. It was hard,
Wow.
and I couldn't do it by myself. I had to do a lot of the summoning help.
Oh, I thought you said that Kate had to beat a couple.
No, dude, she won't play those games. She will not play the Souls-like games. They're too hard.
I think because she
Not that
knows
they're too hard.
she's
She
too
just doesn't
deep,
like them.
it sucks her in.
Yeah, yeah, maybe it's that. It. She gets sucked in too hard, but it. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. They're wild. They're difficult. The first time I ever encountered a Souls-like game was from Software's Bloodborne. That is difficult.
I heard that was supposed to be
Daggers only. Wow.
the the kind of the spiritual successor to Nightmare Creatures. You ever
Bloodborne?
played that game?
No, no.
Yeah.
It's awesome
On
though.
the original PlayStation?
No, I was a Nintendo kid. I didn't have PlayStations.
Oh.
I missed all the early PlayStation glory.
Dude, man, I played the original Armored Core
Oh yeah, yeah.
from Software.
Was that
Yeah,
theirs?
I
That was
love that
theirs.
game. Yep. Yep.
Ah, they rule.
I was like, "Oh my god. Yes." Um I can't remember their library, but I missed a lot of video games. I mean, post PS2, I stopped playing games throughout most of PS3 and the vast majority of PS4. So,
Oh yeah. I mean, I think I did. I got the PS4 so that I could play Bloodborne, and
oh, really?
it beat me so badly that I just switched to other games.
God.
So I don't know. This guy's kind of got like a Guyver thing going on. Evangelion. There's stuff
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on
yeah,
here.
yeah.
There's stuff going on over here.
I got some ideas for I'm just for those wondering, I am just I'm building assets that I'm going to be and then I'll texture them really quickly and put them into Blender. Hopefully, we'll see.
Sounds like cheating to me, dude.
Yes. That is
You
that
should
is the
hand
French
build
word for the
those.
French. Yeah, right. Out of a super sculpty.
Yeah, hand build everything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep that. I'm gonna bring a couple of it. You have a really nice it's like a nice um, sharp corners. So with this is too round. I was kind of basing it off of what you were originally doing, like so I was putting a lot of the like holes in because I saw you putting holes in things. But I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah. I'm putting holes and stuff. I'm kind of messing with
oops.
textures.
My original design's a little too round, I think. So I'm gonna put some sharp angles in. This is what I love about 3D code is I can do that really easily. I just could iterate on something really fast. Let me just take this poly count though. I'm like, it's like 25 million polygons. So I don't really
Yeah,
need.
just go for it, man. Use all the polys.
I don't really need something that dense. Oh, so you got the okay. So you got the paint. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Okay.
was gonna try. They're gonna be like gilded pieces of metal, like kind of grown
Yeah. I
into
like the
the.
design. Okay. Well, 3D code unfreezes. I'll get on that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be something like this. We'll see. Just messing around.
Okay.
Maybe this go somewhere.
Dude, where's my menu? There
That's
you
the one
are.
thing you gotta keep a hold on. Who's your menu?
So I to finish my thought on God of War, I ended up starting it on normal.
Oh,
So the
great.
gamer, competitive gamer, I think the gamer in me was like, well, I'm playing it on the what the developers felt was the most ideal difficulty. I'm just lying to myself, basically.
I just wanted you to. I
So,
mean, I was advocating
so
that because I
what?
wanted you to experience the art of the game, which is the next level. Some of the greatest game art ever done.
Yeah, and you're totally right about it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm enjoying a lot of things about it. You know, the worlds I find are so unique, and versus Last of Us, it's very. It feels more handmade.
Yes.
Does that
Yeah.
make any sense?
I think that's true. I don't know if it's necessarily like. It might just be the art direction, really, but it is. It feels a
I
lot
think it
more.
is. Yeah.
It feels. Yeah. It feels a little more like handcrafted, I guess.
Yeah, like illustrative. It's more illustrative.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. That's a
You
better way
know?
of putting it because they're both very
Yeah.
handcrafted, but it feels
Oh yeah. I mean,
like
like,
it feels
yeah,
like it was like heavily leaning into the mythology and stuff like that when it comes to like being an
yeah. I mean,
illustration almost.
I have nothing but like the utmost respect for the artists that worked on The Last of Us. Those are my favorite. Like, I just love all their work. I follow their work all the time. You know, so um, it's not. Yeah, it's more like illustrative. Yeah, it's got a bit of stylization to it, which I think Last of Us, its style is very, it's realism driven, a lot more realism driven than God of War, which is not. I mean, it's apropos for it, obviously, but
Yeah, yeah. No,
um,
you hit the nail on the head there, though. It is way more stylized than The Last of Us, just because The Last of Us is trying to be as realistic as possible.
right. I mean, storytelling is second to none.
That's why I love it.
I
It's
mean,
like
it's
my
like,
favorite storytelling experience.
dude, it's yeah, that was unbelievable. So yeah, but God of War, man, what a game. I gotta
Yeah,
say, what a game.
it's wonderful.
It's like, oh man, um,
I like the second one, but I
so
didn't like
impressive.
it as much. It's very good.
Oh really?
It's very good. Don't get me wrong. Super good. I just I think I was just so maybe I was just already very familiar with the world that it felt kind of just like a continuation of the game as opposed to a sequel, which I'm sure was their intention. But
Mm, right.
all
Well,
right,
just things like
we
the,
got questions too.
you know,
We got questions.
oh, sorry,
This one's
okay.
from Noah. What's up, Noah?
Maybe
Questions.
no.
You just mentioned other IPs that you saw in your work. How often do those conversations come up in your paid work? This looks too much like this other character from. Okay, so this looks too much like this other character from this other IP, that kind of thing. That actually happens a lot, especially in Magic, because we're fight for Magic design. We're constantly fighting what we've already done for Magic, and also like we can't make it look like, like let's say it's Amonkhet, which was the Egyptian world. I think around that same time that crazy Gods of Egypt movie he came out, absolutely bananas film,
I
and we
never
didn't.
watched it.
We watched it and we were like, okay, well, we're all right because we're not doing that crap.
Oh god.
But don't get me
Yeah,
wrong,
I
like that movie had some
yeah.
interesting ideas. No, but those conversations
The
happen all the time because everything's been done.
side note on Gods of Egypt, there's these guys. Their name there's uh, Henning and Morton. They're these guys from Flip Normals, right?
Yeah.
Great YouTube channel. I think that was their first gig,
Oh, really?
and they said that the director purposefully like put unfinished. I think it was Gods of Egypt. Unfinished shots
Oh, really? Oh, it's got
in
a
the
lot of bad
movie.
shots.
Yeah,
A lot of bad
yeah.
shots.
It was on purpose, and they like couldn't believe it. They're like they just couldn't believe that these guys were just just put the shot in. Who cares?
There's
Like
some.
it's like nah.
They did one or two. Like I don't want to crap on the movie entirely. It is bad, but they did one or
Yeah,
two things in it that were actually really cool. Because like when you look at Egyptian um hieroglyphs, they're hierarchical. So if it's a god, they're usually like really big. If it's the pharaoh, he's usually like really big compared to other figures in the sculpting. And they played into that. Like all the gods were gigantic, and I thought that was like the coolest thing they did. Um,
oh, right on.
they're huge, and they were, it was a
Yeah,
little, you know, it was within the range of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, so they were like, "Oh, we'll play with scaling. It'll be kind of fun," even though they did it all digitally. But that was a cool way to do it. It was just very very poorly executed.
I'm glad there were artists that were paid though. You know, I'm at that point in my life, right? I'm like, I'm glad people got work doing that.
No, I
You
mean,
know,
who know? You
whatever.
never know. There was who was it? There was
But there's, like it's like you were telling me you were making this point. I don't know if it was on LiveBrush, but you were making this point to me. Like there's so many hands that go into making a movie that like the best designers aren't gonna. You could have the best designs in the world, but it's just not like the movie could fail at any point.
well, yeah, and you never know what you're gonna
And,
get. It was I think
right,
it was Stellan Skarsgård. I think said this in an interview. He was like, you always, as an actor, you always just bring everything you have because you never know. Like the movie could have all the great intentions and just be a dud, or it could be it could be like everyone thinks it's going to be fail and it becomes this huge famous thing, like a cult icon or whatever. You never know, so you have to
right,
give it all everything because you just have no idea if it's going to be good or bad. And I don't know. That's how everyone should be doing everything. And I'm pretty sure that's
yeah,
how
yeah.
effects houses have to work unless they've really, hamstrung by budgets or something.
Well, I think there was a I was listening to an artist talk about effects work, and they were saying like financially effects have like are usually are later in the production because of that. Usually the money's run out or
Right.
is
It's
low
always
at that
post.
point. So
It's always post.
yeah, and so they're always like they're lowballing everything, and everything's you know trying to be done cheap and fast. As a result, and these are so like most of those effects you're seeing are just like I mean they're amazing. So, when they're amazing, it's awesome. But it's like the fact that these people had to do it under conditions like that just shows you how good they are.
Yeah. I mean, that's the amazing
You know?
part. I always think of like Stan Winston's studio and the stuff they pulled off with like minimal budget. I mean, the constraints always make the best situations. when you have to like work hard to make it work, usually
Right.
you get a really awesome result.
Um, Crap. What was I gonna say?
Dude, I don't know.
Oh, I was gonna ask you a question. So, um, uh, the next game. Oh, next game I got that I'm playing is gonna be Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
What do
I
you think
have
about
that.
that?
Those
Is
games
that
are
good?
awesome.
I
Um,
was like
yeah, I think I have the second one. I haven't really
debating on
dug into it yet, but
I was debating on where I should, if I should have started that or God of War, but I just love like Della Longfish, Vance Kovacs, and
yeah, me
Morris
too.
Lynn, and Rafael Grisati, and Andrew, uh, Arzia or Arisa. Like there's so many. Like the list goes on. The amount of artists that worked on that game, like it's so good.
Are you
It's
talking
kind
about
of
God of War?
Yeah, God of War.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah.
like the list of artists, like just these crazy badass um, artists from top to bottom working on that game. And it's like,
Yeah, that's why I was like, you got to play this, man, because it's so the designs in it. Like you don't even see Thor until the second game, and his design is
well,
amazing. But
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it for me, man. I
you
don't
know
know
that.
that.
You know that.
No, I don't. I saw the
Oh,
design for Thor Tyler, but I forgot whether or not it was for the sequel or not.
see, you forgot. Well, you do kind of see Thor for a second, but
No, no, no. Don't tell me that either.
it's the Boulder.
Jesus.
It's Boulder's design is so good.
No, no.
Haven't you played that?
As
I
a
thought you played it. I thought you
as
started
a
it.
as yes, Boulder's design is great.
Okay.
I'm just taking a moment and realizing how much of a spoiler you are
Yeah, I'll give you more. I'll
inherently.
tell you more, dude.
No,
Okay. All
no,
I'll
we're
say
good.
is all I'll say is
Don't no, no that's it. All I'll say is I'm sorry, Ray,
yeah,
for
that's what I was gonna
spoiling
say.
things.
I didn't mean to spoil it. And
No,
hurry up and play it so we can talk about it. Jesus.
it's okay, dude. It's okay. I know you were like, hurry. There's something with The Last of Us with Bill's place, like, oh man, you're not gonna like. And you had said something, and I was like, Tyler, I'm not even up to that part.
Wait, what? What was this? When was
You had
this?
spoiled something in the last when I was playing The Last of Us and telling you like how amazing it was. I was sending you
Oh yeah,
messages. I'm like, dude,
yeah.
the design of
When
like the
this
history,
character
everything
dies.
has a his. Yeah, it was like, oh man, it's like, yeah. You said something like, oh, that's so tragic about what's up. I was like, oh, Tyler,
Oh shit, yeah.
they're
Because
gonna die in this,
you hadn't explored Bill's place enough. I'm not gonna tell you
Well,
what
I
happens in the
found
second
that
game, dude. I'm not
don't
gonna tell you. Just get
you
ready.
see there you are again. Well, if it ever comes out,
They're gonna do it. Come on, they're
uh,
gonna do it.
I don't know anymore, man. I just don't know anymore.
They will. They will. Why wouldn't they make them all available?
It's a good question. I'm not sure. Well, have you played Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, yeah. It's great.
Is that good?
It's
Because
awesome. Have you played any Assassin's Creed games?
yes, I played the first one.
Oh, okay. That's not the best one. But they got significantly better. Like the one that's in Egypt Origins is unreal. The one in ancient Greece is amazing. Um, Ghost of
I got a
Tsushima
free.
is basically like the same gameplay. It's just in feudal Japan.
Okay. I mean, like as I remember seeing, just falling in love with Roman John Doe's concept art for that.
Yeah, it rules, dude. It looks super good, and it's a great. It's like you're in Japan and the Mongols have invaded, and you got to fight them. It's got the
You
best
did a great
opening
job not
credits.
spoiling anything, so
That's
I'm
just the
really
main
proud of you.
plot. You could look that up. You could look that up. Um, the opening credits is one of the best
It's
opening
set in
credits.
feudal Japan. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it is. It is. I forget what I was saying.
Spoiler
Oh
alerts.
yeah, the opening credits.
Uh,
Some of the best opening credits in a game.
all right, that's awesome. Yeah, and I gotta play Days Gone too. Oh my god,
Oh
Tyler.
jeez, that's easily my favorite zombie game ever.
Better than Last of Us?
Yeah, I mean, I'm splitting hairs here, but Last of Us is more of like a story game. There are zombies, yes, but for like a true like zombie horde, you got to fight the zombies. Days Gone. Days Gone is nuts. It's so good. Very satisfying gameplay.
Okay. I guess I'll take your word for it.
I really hope they do a sequel to that soon.
I don't think they are.
Yeah, I don't know if it was successful enough.
It sold millions of copies, but it wasn't, yeah. Hey, tough to be in video games these days, huh?
Say that again.
I mean, just like holy moly. The studio closures, saw the Microsoft just just completely eradicated
Dude, yeah, I don't
four
know
studios.
what's going on over there. I feel like, I don't know anything, but
Yeah.
I feel like there's sort of a reactionary behavior going on. I think we talked about this last time we were on, but like things aren't selling so well, so they're getting rid of all of their staff, but then video games is going to pick back up. It always does. And once it does,
Yeah.
they're not going to have any staff. Like they're going to have to hire people and train them, and then it's already too slow at that point.
It just takes so long to make a game.
Yeah, it takes ages. I mean, Sven at Larian and his team, they worked on Baldur's Gate 3 for 10 years, 8 years.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like that's how long it takes and it's game of the year. It's like game of the century probably.
Type of colors you use in here. Okay. I should do like a red, blood red.
Yeah, yeah. I'm doing that like classic like white and red combo that you see all the time.
All right, I'm just looking for a key texture to kind of set the tone here.
Hold on. What do we got here? I'm reading the chat. Why don't I have any time-lapse videos? I do have time-lapse videos on the internet. They're on my Instagram of video of paintings we've done on LiveBrush. Got a bunch.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got time lapses too.
Yeah, Ray's got them. We got them. I do want to do more. In fact, I just sent Ray a few today because I'm working on a painting and I'm trying to just like record it while I go.
Dude,
so I want to do more.
Awesome.
Thank you. I definitely want to do more of that.
I mean, do we want to see? Do we really want to see a time lapse?
Well, here's the thing. I like time lapses, but they're also kind of like misleading. They make it look like the artist works really fast.
I'm being facetious here. I mean, obviously, I think the world needs to see more time lapses of your stuff. But yes, it is misleading because it is. I was actually talking to another artist yesterday about this. Like we were talking about Nicholas Uribe's work. Do you remember Nicholas Uribe?
Yeah.
Our Painted Lives, right? So how this artist like actually got a chance to see Nicholas Uribe work in real time and how much they learned about like it was like stuff that they didn't pick up, like and just like it's like I watch his videos all the time and I just didn't you know, I don't know why I didn't pick it up. And I'm like, well, you've always seen it in time lapse, so you've never
Mm-hmm.
seen it in real time. So, and like, yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, it's so
And it's like,
misleading.
hmm. But they're fun. They're really fun to look at. It's cool to see your hand move that fast. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, man. That's exactly how fast I was painting too.
Well, you're fast anyway, so
Uh, I mean, more like I'm impatient, I think is a better way of putting it.
you got what they call deadline style.
Yeah, and I just
You know,
even in art
you know,
school though,
it's
dude.
like
I when we had to like work on a figure painting for like the whole semester or whatever. I think we only had one class like that, and I was like,
yeah.
nope, I don't want to do that.
I remember you just like busted it out, like I'm done.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
I want this thing
looks great,
out the door.
looks great, man. No, I mean you've always had a knack for doing things quickly. That's for
Too
damn sure.
Probably too quickly sometimes.
Well, I mean
You can say it.
that's your opinion, but I think no, I think you're a quick decision maker though. You know what I mean? Like you're able to visualize it quickly,
Oh, okay.
stuff quickly, and therefore like there it is, boom, boom, done. Next thing, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I think yeah, just kind of bouncing all over, so I'm trying to get to the next thing as fast as I can.
Yeah, like you're almost done with this
Yeah.
thing.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, I'll
Like
keep
some people are
embellishing.
just fast, man.
I don't know if I
Some people
like
are just fast.
the drawing here. I got this other like horn-like shape doesn't look right, so I'm gonna keep messing with that. I think it needs. I
All
need
right,
Kim Jong
I am
Gi.
gonna.
I'm gonna invoke the spirit of Kim Jong Gi here and draw something in perfect perspective.
I tell you, it needs. You know what I think it needs? Kim Jong
It
Gi.
needs the spirit of Kim Jong Gi.
Just a little bit of Kim Jong Gi, and I think then I'll nail it,
I think that's what everyone needs in their art, though, right? Just a little bit of the
dude.
spirit of
I'm
Kim
like
Jong Gi.
I am 1,000% in agreement with you. Like
The
my
best.
artwork would look infinitely better with a little bit of Kim Jong Gi.
Speaking of the goat, damn.
We saw did were you with me when I was I watched him
Wait, you got
draw?
to see
This
him
was
live?
before like he was
You're
dude, he was
kidding
at
me.
a New York Comic Con. I met his like art dealer.
Oh yeah, I think I met that guy
Remember that?
at some
He,
event. Dude, I
but
didn't know that. That's awesome.
he yeah, he was just this is when he was like why are his sketchbooks so expensive? And people were like, why are his sketchbooks so expensive? That sort of thing. And I'm like, who is this? I mean, this guy's amazing. I've heard of him, but this is like super cool. And he's like, oh yeah, this guy's like the greatest. And I'm like, okay, I think he's awesome. Yeah, I don't know enough about him. And of course, I'm like, maybe a year later, he's like drawing on gigantic drawings in front of like hundreds of people
Yeah.
and just busting them out in a couple of in a couple of days, and you're just like, that was the same guy. Wow. Probably should have.
I got one of
Probably
his.
should have.
I got one of his sketchbooks. It's pretty good.
You you do?
I mean, not like an original, but one of his sketch
Yeah.
collections.
Dude, that's awesome. I don't know why I never ended up getting it.
Oh, there's so many though, man. You can get one eventually. There's so many collections.
Yeah. Dude, what is going on here? Oh, I see what happened. Escape. All right, here's a quick 3D coat tip here.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. We should do shorts. But before you, be careful with your poly count because it could bloom pretty quickly in 3D Coat. So right now I have 22 million polygons for this thing, and it's just a result of just working on it. So you can decimate it down pretty far, resample it down, and it won't really affect the image quality at all for very simple
Really?
things like this. Yeah, see, it's the same.
How
And
does
then
that
what I'm
how
gonna
does
do,
that actually work? That's crazy.
it's called magic, Tyler. And
Oh,
then I'm gonna automatically retopo this, and guess what? I'm gonna retopo this to 50,000, and it will look the same as it did in 2 million
you're
because it
crazy,
bakes out a
man.
normal map for you. So it bakes down all that information. Oh, whoops, messed that up. Okay, here's another tip. Make sure you merge your subtrees
Okay.
and
Okay.
delete hidden on everything.
Yeah.
So I'm
I'm just
merging
saying.
that.
I'm
I had
I'm
2 parts.
I'm acting like I know what you're saying.
3D coats, 3D coat forever.
That's right. You become an acolyte of 3D Coat.
Yeah, probably. You know what? Like I find that like I don't even know if I'm late to the party. And there are all these concept artists that I follow that were using it. I don't know if they're using it anymore,
I want to
but
say
I'm
I want
like,
to say Chase Stone uses that a lot more now. I think he was using Moto for a while, but I think he said he was in 3D Coat now.
oh, that's interesting because Moto's more akin to like Blender.
Yeah, and he doesn't use Blender either. If anyone has not seen the incredible work of Chase Stone, look him up.
Dude, he is
He's dude
freaking.
is like unreal. He doesn't even make sense sometimes when I see one of his pieces. Good guy too. I've worked with him a few times on a few projects.
Guy's insane. It's fun. It's fun to look at his pieces.
Yeah, they're
He's a
they're
3D artist. You know he knows. You could tell he knows how to draw really well.
well, yeah. I mean, when I first met him, we did a job for Magic for Cons of Tarkir, and he did everything by hand. Then, I mean, he did some 3D stuff, but he just has this uncanny ability to manage his values and paint so that it looks almost like a 3D render. It's nuts. So once he started adding in all this 3D, it made total sense that it would it would line up with his style already.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He you were saying he builds everything in there, right?
Yeah, he was saying he kind of
Oops,
gets like
I
a
gotta switch
little
over my audio. Sorry, hold
like
on a second.
all right. Well, he was saying he kind of like gets obsessive with it. It takes him hours and hours and hours, way longer than it would for me to paint a painting, but to do all of his renders and everything. Because he said he would like, oh, I'll sculpt the figure and then I'll realize like, oh, there's a table in the room, so I'll sculpt the table, and then there's cups and coins and stuff on the table, so I'll sculpt all of those. Because he just doesn't. I think he wants his own shape language in his sculpts and everything. But so he just goes down the rabbit hole, and he's like, I'm really slow at it because it just takes ages to make everything. And I'm like, that's okay, man. It's totally worth it. Something takes ages, and you have to work your ass off to like make this incredible thing. That's totally fine. Um,
Yeah, but he's making everything bespoke, though.
yeah, yeah, and
You know, like
he'll like
it's
make like let's say he's doing a planeswalker for Magic, he'll like go make all of their clothing in Marvelous Designer, so that it like
dude,
works and flows, and it's really wild, man.
that's
He's next level. And what I like
I mean
about it is
that's
it's like it's kind of like Gurney. You know, Gurney would make all of those maquettes and models and everything. But he would make them out of actual wood and cardboard and whatever, and then photograph them as his reference. But Chase is doing this, but he's making all of his reference digitally and then lighting it perfectly, and he's really wants to make like hyper realistic fantasy, and he's doing it. He is doing it.
Hey man, you know me, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. That's why I got into 3D, was to just be able to do stuff like that.
Right. Right. I mean, because you have so much
Not hyper realistic,
realistic. But I mean, your paintings are realistic because they're based on life. So I think like using that stuff is a no-brainer for your work process.
right. All right. So in the last half hour, let's see if I can get some.
This guy is like, he's got some like old Diablo qualities to it. Let's see. I don't do any online mentoring. Comarca. I probably should. I just haven't had the time for anything like that. I should.
You're a busy person. You're a busy person.
Well, and I don't manage my time well. So that's also the problem. I feel like I would not be giving a student the amount of time and attention they would need. So I just haven't pulled the trigger on anything like that. But you know, that's also why we do LiveBrush, so that people can kind of like ask us questions and see how we work, and
right, for free.
And they can listen to us bitch and moan about movies
for free,
or talk intellectually about the medium of cinema and film.
or thread the needle of revealing to someone, not spoiling.
Oh game. Yeah. You wouldn't want to do that on this show.
Oh God. Yeah, let's get this thing here.
I don't know if the rim light works on this guy.
All right, Tyler.
Do it. What do you got?
Let's do this here. Well, I'll load so it's like a crystalline
entity.
There we go. So these are my
Star Trek reference there, everybody. In case you were worried there wasn't going to be a Star Trek reference this season.
What is up with Star Trek these days?
I haven't
there goes
really...
There's a blasphemous thing I've ever said.
I haven't been able to get into it, to be honest. I watched Picard, and I'm just, there's an old man yelling at the sky situation here, but yeah. I just didn't like it. I didn't like what they turned Picard into. Didn't seem appropriate for his character. For some reason, and I feel like this may be John Logan, who wrote Star Trek First Contact. Oh no, he wrote Star Trek Nemesis. Sorry, Ronald D. Moore wrote First Contact. But there's some reason those guys are kind of like obsessed with this like vengeful captain that, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I've kind of bounced off of pretty much all of them. I think the latest one they did, Strange New Worlds, is actually kind of got the old Star Trek vibe. It works a little bit better.
Okay.
I think I started bouncing off of new Star Trek with Enterprise, which was not new, folks. That was 20 years ago. Um,
It's
but
been a
yeah,
long time.
I mean, I liked the intro music actually, but
Get it from here, dear. I know we
that
used to sing
Rod
it all the time
Stewart
in
song.
school.
Yeah.
Been a long time.
It's so not Star Trek though. That was whoever thought that was a good idea. Rick Berman probably. Um, what's it with Ricks? Um, but yeah, so yeah, I've just not been I've not been getting into it. It it's
You ever
got
meet a
it's
Rick?
it's got too much J.J. Abrams. I liked J.J. Abrams Star Trek, but I didn't think it was like this is where the whole franchise should go. So there's my TED talk.
Oh, that's really funny.
Have you watched any of the new Star Treks?
Um, no,
Yeah.
I've watched Picard. I've watched. The hell else did I watch?
Picard was so
I,
bad, dude. Oh,
I
it was
can't
so
remember.
bad.
I can't remember. I watched all of Picard, I think. Oops. I watched a Discovery.
Yeah, there were parts of that I liked. I didn't watch all of it, but it was kind of there were cool moments. I don't know. I think I'm
Uh,
just not into the J.J. Abrams universe Star Trek.
yeah, it's not a. It. They're not just like I don't know. They're not very curious characters.
Well, and
You know.
it's not an exploration show anymore. It's like a war
No, it's
show.
not. It's a war show. Yeah, they're not exactly out there to seek new worlds, seek new life, and
Yeah,
like you
that's
don't you won't see them. What's the word? Like you won't. There's not going to be a time where you remember the first or TNG where like Picard was complaining about the fact that they had to do war drills,
yeah, yeah.
right? And he was like, "We are a science vessel."
hmm And he can get
Like,
when he gets in the mix, he can deal with it. But it was about I don't know. It was about exploration and like moral questions and like good sci-fi writing. Like,
right,
well, what if there's this planet that executes people for the slightest thing? Like, how does the Federation deal with that? Um, I don't know. It was interesting stuff, and I feel like they don't do that so much anymore. Now it's like espionage and we got to fight the Klingons, and it's become like a space war show, and it's like
you know what?
not Star
I,
Trek.
I you know who I blame?
Who
Ronald D. Moore.
you can? I think you're right. I think you are right because that's what he turned Deep Space Nine into, which was appropriate for Deep Space Nine.
Which
But
I think is still my favorite of the might be my favorite of the group. I don't know, man.
it is. It's the best. The Deep Space Nine is the best, hands down. The best Star Trek. But you're right. It's
You,
war. It's war Star Trek.
yeah, and I love Deep Space Nine, and like you're right. Yeah, it's just it's like we got what we wanted,
Yeah,
and now we're sitting in it.
it was like the right. It was right for that time, and it was the right evolution, I'd say. Because the whole point of the station is it doesn't go anywhere. So what do you got to do? You got to bring the conflict to the station, and
Right.
well,
Or,
they
or
already
create
off
the
the bat,
Defiant.
then they create the greatest starship in the history of starships. But
That's in first contact just gets tossed around.
destroyed.
Just want to point that out.
And it was cloaked too. It wasn't cloaked.
I don't know. They're going into battle uncloaked and like, oh, okay, what's going on here?
Dude, this I like First Contact, but there's so much nonsense in that movie. There's so much nonsense. Like, for example, in the beginning of the movie, like when you just said, Worf is ready to kill himself. He's ready to plow the Defiant into this Borg cube on a suicide run, And then later in the movie, they're like, "Oh, who do we send in on a suicide run to take out the Borg?" And then it's just like, "Oh, we'll send Data." It's like Worf was ready to do it. He was ready to do it like 5 minutes
Which is
earlier.
apropos. Uh,
Uh,
yeah,
it was apropos
I
for
love
what?
the for. It's just apropos for that, like the kind of like the whole movie though, because the whole movie was also like Picard wants to kill all the Borg when in TNG he is like the opposite of that. He's like, no, we can't kill them. Like they had it, but then they had like an
Yeah,
opportunity to send a virus into the Borg and destroy them.
yeah. And Q who the no, not Q who. Anyways, I think it's Iborg maybe, but
Yeah,
yeah, with the episode with Hugh, he has the opportunity to commit genocide, and he argues against it and
yeah.
wins. And then you see him in the movie, and he's
Like
like, "Yeah, we'll kill every Borg there is."
I love it. I love the fact that it went off the rails.
Yeah.
Maybe as because it gives me an opportunity to laugh about stuff like that, but
Oh, I agree. And I mean,
it could be a little irresponsible.
they were
I
trying
don't
to
know.
they were trying to follow the original series movies, and that was totally appropriate to make all these crazy space war movies with the original series.
Yeah,
And it wasn't always that way. Like, Star Trek 4 is they're saving whales and stuff. Um, but it's the right thing for those guys. Because some of the best original episodes are like fighting ones. Um, Enterprise Incident, for example.
the Enterprise incident is my favorite one of all time.
Which version of
Probably
it?
my. There are multiple versions of the Enterprise incident.
Yeah, there's Enterprise Incident, there's Star Trek 2, and there's Star Trek 6.
Oh, that's right.
They're all the same submarine
That's
battle.
right.
Or Hunt for Red
Yeah, but
October. I guess Hunt for Red
it
October.
is more Hunt for Red October. But yes, yes. I think Star Trek. Okay, if we want to get nuts,
Let's
as
get
much as I
nuts.
love the, I appreciate the first Star Trek movie, much to your chagrin. Um, I will say the Undiscovered Country is the best out of the group. That's my
The Star
favorite.
Trek 6.
Like bar none's, yeah, Star
Yeah,
Trek 6.
I agree.
I don't think anything I don't think anything touches it because it's so good. Like
I think,
it's got
well,
everyone's under controlled. Like no one's overacting.
yeah,
Uh
I think it takes all the good things from Khan. So I love Wrath of Khan. Wrath of Khan's amazing. Um, but it's not better than Star Trek 6. And it takes the stuff that works in Wrath of Khan and it like dials it up. Um, it so
and
like
it
like
also
Khan
it's
seeking revenge is cool, but it's like better to have Kirk like seeking revenge for his son. Like I don't know, it's got everything.
yeah. I mean they're building off of it and one doesn't I don't think doesn't happen without the other, but like man did they nail it.
Yeah. Spoiler, folks. We talk about movies on here a lot. Oh, here's a great question coming at us. If you two had the choice between being a pirate, a samurai, or a cowboy, which one would you choose and why?
In terms of like living,
What?
I'll tell you, ain't gonna be a pirate.
Why pirates are cool? I mean, it doesn't have to be a historical pirate.
Or well, if you're gonna in this show, yes, it has to be historical.
Okay, then what are you gonna pick? Samurai weren't that great either. Historically, they're pretty awful.
No, I mean like as individuals, yeah, but like culturally, I bet you the life expectancy was a lot better than freaking pirates. I mean, I
Oh
don't want
yeah,
to be
yeah.
brushing my teeth with my own urine here. You know,
Washing your clothes in urine.
dying with dying of scurvy.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
you
I
know,
think they'd solve that by the actual pirate era, but yeah.
I'm just not doing it.
So you're
I get
picking samurai or
seasick.
are you picking cowboy?
1,000% picking samurai.
I'm picking cowboy, man. I love cowboys. I love
I
cowboy movies.
I like cowboy movies too, but I'm just talking about like I want to live a long time.
Well, samurai doesn't want to do that. They want to die in a blaze of glory. They'll kill themselves if they tripped wrong.
Dude, I think your shoes are untied. No, I'll be
No.
fine. Oh,
Oh, he killed himself over his shoes.
I told him. I told him his shoes were untied.
I told him he hadn't tied them in the shame of him not tying them. So
It's
I'm going
kind of
cowboy.
amazing.
I'm going cowboy.
Yeah, I might go cowboy after that. I guess everyone was just dying for no good reason. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, yeah, it's in the past. You go into the past, you're probably going to die of something horrible.
yeah. I just felt like, technologically speaking, I don't know. I
No, I'm
don't
not
know,
gonna, I don't
dude.
want you to change your answer. Be a samurai, man. Enjoy it.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would. That's the problem.
You have to. I mean, you'd have to either kill someone or you'd have to kill or be killed. You'd live by the sword, die by the sword.
That is true. You see, because like this is where I'm at with that. Because it's like, well, if that's the case, then I can't skirt war. War is going to come to me, and I have to be in service of somebody. And cowboys are,
Yeah,
freer.
cowboys aren't in service to anyone except for money, maybe.
The almighty dollar.
They're free.
They're not killing themselves over some untied shoes. Yeah, but you see, when I think of cowboys, though, like I think of like,
I like that we made that scenario up, and now it's just like canon.
yeah, it's canon. It's like, but I think of like, Tombstone.
Yeah, dude, the best cowboy movie ever made.
And I think of like, oh my God, what is the like I just think about Doc Holliday. I'm like, you see, that's someone who took it too far, and now he's paying for it.
Oh, you don't want tuberculosis? What are you trying to say?
It's just, I am quite relieved, yeah, or something like that. Oh man, he's so good. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got that line. I've not yet begun to defy myself.
I've not yet begun to define myself. Yeah, that's right. Dude, it's so good. Check out our Tombstone episode of LiveBrush, old school.
Oh yeah, go back. I did a portrait of Doc the Man Holiday himself. Ray
That's
did
right,
it.
you did.
I own Ray's painting, um, of Wyatt Earp, Kurt Russell, baby.
Well, technically, Kate owns it,
That's true. That's true. Good point. Good point.
but yes,
We
you're
own
right.
it. Community property state. We own it. Okay.
All right, now I'm lighting this thing. I don't know. All right, so you're thinking like a red world, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me a second
Reddish.
here.
Hey, Eric Braddock's back in. What's up, Eric?
Dude, what up, Eric?
Good.
Should
We
get Eric
got
to just.
we got all kinds of friends
He
in
should have
here.
been design.
We got Noah in here. We got Eric. What's up?
There you go. That encompasses our friends too.
Well, I mean the people that we know
It's,
personally in here.
yeah, that's true. We have 2 friends.
Everyone else, you're also our friends.
Yeah.
We just don't know you.
Yeah.
I don't want to presume either that we were friends with people that we don't know in the chat.
That is true. We oh, there you go.
What's
up?
That? What's up? What's up? Oh yeah,
I'm trying to make this
good.
like.
You should add get some of these white. Like he's got this like bone white quality. Maybe you could add some streaks or something in there.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that, Tyler.
Well, it's great.
Oh, you know,
just paint it in.
I know I should have painted in here. I could do that in 3D Coat, but I'd have to re-export everything. There's a way of like working back and forth dynamically. I forgot to add
buddy.
the streaks.
Yeah, Anthony, damn right. Tell your mom. We're friends now.
Mom,
whatever, Gibbs. Whatever. You want our friendship?
Mom, get in here. All right, let's see if we can get this. I'm going to re-export this thing because I believe in doing it right. All right. This is let's do a linear light, and I will erase this. Nope. Let's do standard blend. Let's erase this very lightly.
Oh, I missed the rest of Eric's message. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was a cool
Dude, Eric,
article
thanks.
too.
What article?
When they released my cover, it was part of a big article big interview article that we did for Game Informer.
Well, you didn't tell me that, man.
Well,
I just saw the Game Informer.
I posted it.
Dude, you know, I got a lot on my plate. I saw the Game Informer thing. I guess I didn't. Oh my God, I must have not have read everything. Isn't that embarrassing?
That's all right, dude. I'm embarrassed for you. Anyways, thank you, Eric. Appreciate it. And you know what, Gibbs? You are hanging out with 2 guys talking about Star Trek on a Wednesday night. Because what else are you going to do on Wednesday?
Well, I could try and get to Niflheim.
Yeah, try and get to Niflheim. Where have you gotten? I phrase my questions so carefully.
Dude, I'm not even. I don't even want to answer that question. That's how afraid I am of just like it being.
All right. Enjoy your time in Niflheim.
Okay, so I'm in the. All right, I'll answer it with this. I'll tell you the last thing I did. How's that?
Okay.
I just. What did I do? Oh, I got the dude the Mimir.
Oh, you got Mimir. Oh my God.
That's it. Yeah. There it is.
I got him. It's such a brilliant thing that they did with that guy. Like you have him on your belt, like you put him on your belt.
Yeah.
His head's always looking back at you.
Yeah.
Genius.
Like I just got him reanimated.
Dude, dude, what you're doing right there, exactly that.
That okay.
Exactly that. That's amazing.
All right. See, I'm able to do changes.
Yeah, like you know, a character in the third person game, especially like Last of Us or God of War, you see him from behind. So it's like an art challenge here how do you make it's a UI, it's a UX challenge of how do you make the character interesting from behind, because you're only ever going to see them from behind throughout most of the gameplay. And the addition of Mimir is such a good solution
Oh, I see what you're saying.
because he tells you stories and stuff. So he's there,
Right.
and you get to see him because he's looking back at you as the player. It's like, did you ever play Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order?
I have it, and I've played the I play like the original whatever. Yes, I have it. I have it.
Amazing
Yes.
game, a really good game.
Yeah.
And they also did a really cool thing in that with he has his little droid, and
Right.
it sits on his shoulders, and the droid's
Sits on his
lights,
shoulders. Right. Right.
the lights on the droid tell you how much health you have left. It's brilliant. Like you can see it on screen
Jesus.
in the UI. You can see how
Guess
much
I
health you have left. But if you don't want to
guess I
look
never
around
noticed
on the
that.
screen, it's right there.
Oh, I should probably save this, huh?
Um, I haven't saved mine yet. I'm still working on Untitled.
Yeah, but you're not working on,
I'm gonna save it right now.
the stable platform of 3D. Yeah, yeah. He also bounces right. Gibbs says he also bounces right. Let me see. Given this approach to Eric says, I don't know if you saw this 80 dot level article or not, but it might be something up your alley given this approach to building up some spaces. I don't know which article are you talking about. Eric, I'm not familiar with it. Did you try sending a link?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's talking about. What are you talking about, Eric?
Oh,
The heck you talking about?
we could be so dumb sometimes. Sorry, Eric. What you talking about, Eric?
What the heck? What did you say?
Poor Eric's trying to help me.
Yeah,
Right?
he's trying to give you
It's
interesting
not like
stuff. I mean, I assume he's talking about the Game Informer article that we just mentioned.
oh, okay.
Because they interview Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford, who are the writers and like world builders, the narrative designers,
Oh, cool.
and mechanics designers too. But they also do the world building.
I'm happy with this thing, Tyler.
Oh, he's talking about Blender. But I don't see a link, man. I don't know what's going on in here.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Yeah. Some watercolor painting 3D mixed message. Oh, I think is that the hold on one second here. Dude, I saw this. I have this tutorial that I bought. I mean, probably last year. I'm embarrassed to say last year. And it is called Automatic Sketching Workflow. And I think it was done by that guy because it's all procedural. You do it in Photoshop or something like that. There's this like workflow where you could do it in Photoshop and it updates automatically in Blender. Tyler, it's like,
Really?
dude does this stylized like cars.
Is
He
it?
sets he set up
Oh,
this.
is it like AI stuff?
No, it's all like a script that you run in Blender and it has Photoshop as the output file.
Oh, that's cool.
Deep
Damn.
deep paint add-on. No, I actually haven't heard of that. Let me.
All right,
I'm
Willie O Art is asking. I think Ray can talk to this point too, but they remember talking to me at Lightbox, and I said that I have my own lighting setup and I make my own reference. I'm not sure what you mean about make my own reference, but I do have my own lighting setup.
yeah
Which
yeah like you make your own you create your own reference like you
oh yeah, yeah.
photograph
Uh,
people.
I'll either I'll photograph me or my hands or other people, or I'll photograph weird stuff, or I'll sculpt something 3D. There's a number of approaches. Sometimes I'll use DAZ just to like mock up some lighting. But for my lighting setup, like to light my paintings, I have these like sort of panel lights that you can set the temperature and brightness of, which is really nice. And then over the top of them, I have a polarized film. So it cuts out, polarized film sort of cuts out angles of anything, like it cuts the angle of the light out. And then in that way, so when I photograph the painting, I'll use a circular polarizer over my lens, and it's like magic. You just turn the circular polarizer until all the gloss and shininess vanishes, and the painting looks perfect. So that's kind of how I have my lights set up. But you have to,
Big shout out to
oh yeah, big
to the
shout out,
homie to Howard Lyon.
yeah, to Howard Lyon for talking me through all that, because he saved my butt. But it's really a great way to paint, because you can constantly, like, I just have a circular polarizer next to my canvas, and if something is, because some paints dry matte, some paints dry glossy, and if you have various stages of your painting that are dry and wet, you can just look through, like just put it up like a monocle and look through it, and everything will look like it's the same level of dryness. It'll all look wet essentially. It's such a great way to check your paintings and your values and your colors, because when things dry matte, you will the values will be different. Okay, we got more questions. We got 4 minutes. I'm gonna answer some speed run on questions.
Okay.
Okay, you have your painting process, Magic the Gathering, and D&D art like this too. Oh, like what I'm doing right here. Yeah, I tend to sketch in black and white, and then I rough colors in with like overlay layers and colorize layers and multiply layers. But this is a little different because I was just kind of working from nothing. I tend to do a lot more reference gathering and drawing and getting the sketch to be really tight before I go into color for like Magic and D&D stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot more. Because you have to work on. It's such a. It's a very specific thing that you have to work on too, right? I mean, it's not like when you get a description for a card. It's like it's not like it's got specific settings, and it's got a lot of different elements, maybe certain elements that you got to integrate that are very specific to the set that you're working on. And
yeah, you got to paint to a world guide too, so
yeah,
don't forget that. I mean, Ray's doing cards now too.
Yeah, it's pretty easy actually. I mean, I don't know what Tyler's talking about.
I will say, oh wait, there's actually a good question that we can both talk to here in the next 2 minutes. For someone starting out with traditional media, would a scanner be good enough for professional quality work? Depends on how big you're working and what medium you're working in. Like in oil painting, I would not scan it. I've tried to scan oil paintings before. It's crazy. You want to photograph
specialized
those.
Paints the specialized places that do it, but it's not it ain't easy.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can get away with scanning like watercolors and acrylic paintings, but man, I would not scan oil painting. Like if it's not fully dry, you could have a problem with it sticking to the glass. It's also, most scanners aren't very big, so you need to get an oversized scanner, and those are crazy expensive. Also, yeah, photographing is really the way to go. For oil paintings, I think you can scan everything else as long as you're not going over the scan size, and they're never big.
Okay, one last. I'm
All right, I'm
just
done
importing this last rock, and
thing.
then I will will finish it up.
Oh, dude, that's look cool. This looks like this dude's from there. I can see that.
How about the other way around, Tyler? Maybe you should have fit my environment.
Well, we'll do that next time. But you'll have to do the environment
That's an awful.
first.
I know. What the crap? Oh no, I messed up the export. Hold on, folks.
The big reveal.
Oh, I know it.
Hey, it's Rex
Cancel.
Verde. Rex Verde's in here, man. From our
See?
Twitch days.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up, Rex Ready? What's up? Thanks for hanging.
Dude, you know we can dual stream? We should I don't know if I have bandwidth here, but we should try and do that.
You want to go back to Twitch?
Just bring our Twitch we can do both. You can dual stream now.
We pretty much built that platform.
I mean, yeah, Twitch owes us, really.
I have no idea how we would do that.
Yeah, I can research it, but it might be bandwidth
you're
issue.
the Tyler's a producer, everyone. So like I just click a button. I do all this like back end stuff, but
my internet's very slow over here, so it might be like an impossibility, but who knows?
All right, so I may have. Well, that actually, yeah, it did import. Okay. All right, Tyler, give me 2 seconds and then we'll end it.
Yeah, 2 seconds. 1, 2.
2 seconds on like Jupiter time. How about
that? Dude, Jupiter rotates way faster than the Earth.
Oh shit. What's the one that?
Venus. You want Venus? Venus takes 365 days to rotate. So 1 day is like 360 days long.
Can you imagine that?
Be hot. It's probably why Venus is the furnace that it is.
Well, it'd be like, would you rather be a cowboy on Venus or a samurai?
Yes, anything on Earth over Venus. Venus is an oven.
Now, before you say anything, you don't know.
It's true. I didn't know what you were going to say.
There.
It's true. I have never personally been there.
So
could be great.
So stop with the Venus hate.
It's 500 degrees. 800 psi.
Again, that's what big Jupiter. That's what the Jupiter lobby wants.
That's true. It's probably like a lush rainforest down there.
Can you imagine? That'd be hilarious. All right, this is a gobbly-gob mess, but hey, we are.
Yeah, Rex Verde. Super acidic atmosphere, but it's like 800 pounds per square inch pressure, and it's like 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So you're just dead instantly dead.
Well, I would appreciate just a little bit more positivity on this stream.
Sorry, you can do it. You can do whatever you want, Ray. I believe in you. You too can go to Venus.
All right. I think that is. This might call it on us. I don't know. Let's see here. Sorry. I really have to just fix.
Before we go, I'm going to zoom in on this.
Here we go.
I didn't zoom in at all. See, it's all like hatchy
Yeah.
marks.
Dude, that looks great.
Oh yeah, man. Love it. Love the atmosphere.
There you go. There's a quick sketch of it. Dude, let me take a. Here we go. I'm going to take a screenshot.
Yeah.
Of your. Actually, I don't want to do that because I don't know if I have NDA stuff on my Photoshop. So I
It's
think it's
it's a
going to open
good
on my second screen.
it's a good rule to go by, Rain. Don't zoom in so much on digital because you can zoom in way too much digitally.
Well, I was going to take like I took a screenshot of your image.
Yeah.
Let me see something here. How about this? Hold on one second. I got to do this because I think it's fun.
All right. Do it. Do it.
Hold on. Sorry, folks. We're doing
We're
it's like
doing it live.
LiveBrush bonus edition here. I'm opening up Photoshop. I have my display cap. I have my screen off, so you don't see anything yet.
Okay.
Was there NDA stuff? No, but I'm just happy that
Could
there
be.
wasn't. Okay.
There's some like I don't show my Photoshop load because it shows all the files I'm working on. They're all NDA.
Right. And so and then like, yeah, watch out, kids. Don't do that because that could be a mess. All right. So rocks. Here we go.
All right. Let's do this.
All right. We are close. Oh my God, Tyler. Come on. Hurry up.
This better be a huge reveal.
I don't even know dude, I'm like crumbling with the pressure. Is this it? Okay, cool. And then you go like that, and then you go like this, and then I'm gonna go back on here. Okay, here's
Yeah.
Photoshop. I'm back. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, there's
Oh.
yours because I just copy pasted it.
Yeah. He looks like he's in there. He looks like he belongs in there.
Let's see if we got some. Is there a way to quickly select this out? No, because you decided to
I didn't do
do
it on
everything
with nice soft edges,
super.
baby. Nice soft
You are.
edges. You can use a big soft brush. Use a hard brush.
I want to wreck your stuff.
Oh, he looks like he's from there, man. Looks like he's from there.
Well, and then I'll just little. There we go. Hold on here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man,
You
yeah,
know.
he looks like he's in there, dude. We actually did this once on a concept push. Or Titus, my friend Titus Lunter, he did a whole environment, and then I just painted the figure into it. It was great. Worked out really well.
You should see. That's what you should have done was paint the figure to the size of that because its head would be
Well, he
like
could be
this big.
huge. You don't
But
know how
yeah.
big he is.
Oh, that is true.
He could be
Yeah.
gigantic.
There you go, folks.
We did it.
We did it live on
Thumbnail.
LiveBrush.
It's a thumbnail.
All right.
All right, we
And
gotta
who have
we
you
gotta
been?
we gotta do
We're
our
out of
ending
here.
here. I have been and always will be Tyler Jacobson, and you can check out my stuff at Tyler Jacobson Art on Instagram. And also bear in mind, everybody, these are all on YouTube. They're on the live tab though. They're not on our regular video tab because we're doing live broadcast now. So you can find our old seasons on the regular video tab, and then if you click on the live tab, you can see everything that has been from I think season 4 and 5 at LiveBrush.
That's great. That's great advice. That's a good point. That's a good point.
There's a way for me to migrate
All
it
right,
over, but I haven't figured that out yet.
dude. What the?
And how about you? Who have you
My
been?
photos.
Who are you?
Well, I've been and sometimes am on Wednesdays at least. Raymond Bonilla. You can find my work at raymondbonilla.com and on Instagram at Ray Bonilla Painter. For those of you, so thank you so much, everyone, for joining us live. Always fun to watch and banter and answer questions, and for such awesome artists and colleagues for showing up. If you're watching this on demand or on pre-recording or later on in the future, thank you so much for watching. Either way, consider leaving us a like. And if you like content like this, you can subscribe. You'll ring the bell notification icon so you can get a heads up when we publish a new video. If you do want to catch us live, You can follow us. Consider following us on live.brush on Instagram, and we post uh, when we go live. You know, the days of shows. It's usually every Wednesday, of course, 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. But if we have to cancel or anything like that, we'll post it then too. My, somehow, for some reason, whoever runs the LiveBrush Instagram page, it's probably Tyler, posted it really late, and I'm
Yeah, dude. You
sure
can give anybody a heads
deeply
up.
apologizes.
No, but I mean, a
And
lot of the people that
yeah,
follow us subscribe, and the YouTube will give them a notification when we're going live. So
oh, that's true. Awesome. Yeah, there you go. Boom, done. Well, on that note, that's it. That's it. That's all I got, man. Do you got
awesome.
anything else you wanna plug? I have nothing
No, no. I
yet.
mean,
But
stay tuned.
Quest and whiskey.
Quest and whiskey. Stay tuned for whatever we're doing next, which I can't talk about.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, check out D&D's 50th anniversary is coming out soon. So when they just revealed the player's handbook that I painted, check that out. And I think that's it. I think we're signing off.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Tyler. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks
See
for
you later.
joining us, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye bye.